The Biennale des Antiquaires is the most important jewellery event that happens but once every 2 years. So I've had a chance to come to Paris and have a look at what the different houses are showing and to start beginning to see what trends are coming out and what we might be able to expect from the Biennale. Alexander Rez is at the Biennale for the first time in 14 years. I was particularly captivated by this impressive pink diamond and emerald ring, which brings together these two stones in a very unusual way. There are also 100 carats of sapphire in these impressive earrings. And look at this incredibly coloured ruby with a diamond in this trois et moi ring.
Using the best materials available on the planet has to be a given for us. But I want us to be known to be the ones that spend the most time making sure that they find the absolute best setting for what nature has to offer.
Cartier's collection this year is called Royal, and the stones are simply dazzling. There is a 166 grain natural pearl that once belonged to Queen Mary set into a tiara, as well as a 32 carat diamond that is D-colour and internally flawless. The 15 carat African ruby at the centre of this choker is beautiful in its own right, but set like this it can be worn as one piece or in several different ways. This is Wallace Chan's second time at the Biennale, and his jewels are simply amazing. Wallace tried to explain to me the mystery in this necklace, but I'm afraid that is still a conundrum to me. The tools, it's like keyhole surgery.
但是呢，我觉得这个还不是在极致，所以呢，我就做了一个呢，就没有的，就是一个洞。
So how did you do it?
啊，然后怎么做到的？所以这个我也是让他好像看那个性感的女人。
And this ant brooch, believe it or not, called the Mighty, is actually lighter and easier to wear than you would think. This is Giampiero Boldino's very first time at the Biennale des Antiquaires, and expect to see a lot of colour, very strong designs, as well as a real sense of Italy coming through in these jewels.
I think it's, honestly, Italy, it's an element of inspiration which is absolutely strong in my work. Since ever, from recalling views of cities that I visited in the past when I was young with my family, that remain like a picture in my mind, and I can't live without it.
A fairy tale is the inspiration for this year's collection at Van Cleef, and it's called in French peau d'âne, which means donkey skin. So expect to see fantastical fairy tale castles, magic wands, and the princess herself. Chaumet's Lumière d'Eau captures water in its various stages, so we get icy reflections in opal, torrents of lapis lazuli, sunlight bouncing off the sea, and frozen rock crystal. Look out for some of the British brands at the Biennale, and one of them is of course Graff Diamonds. And Graff Diamonds are not just showing all white stones, they also have sapphires, rubies and emeralds in some really strong and interesting designs. One of the big themes of the jewels that you will see at the Biennale is the return of the big three of the precious gemstones. So sapphires, emeralds and rubies are very much taking centre place in many collections, and nowhere better to see some fine examples than at David Morris, as well as some exceptional diamonds. But this is just a taster of what you can expect from the Biennale des Antiquaires, which runs from the 11th to the 21st of September at the Grand Palais in Paris. I hope you like what we've chosen, but there is even more. So come and see for yourself and look out for our highlights at jewelleryeditor.com. If you want to know all that's happening in the world of jewellery and watches, visit my website, thejewelleryeditor.com.